Good morning. How is everyone? I'm feeling better. Sometimes I drink my coffee and it just hits my stomach and does not agree with me. So, thank you ever so much for shopping with me. Keeps me going. And just giving the computer a second to catch up. It says live, but I don't see any countdown. If you're out there, let me know if I'm live and you can hear me. Yes. For some reason, my phone is not counting down, but the computer is, so that's all we need. All right. So, I finally got my Love Notes bundle in, and these are the instructions for the card kit. And just wanted to go through and tell you a couple of things in case you've never bought a card kit before. They always tell you the materials that you'll need. So all the information of colors and if it's markers, or right here it's got thin cuts, it's got white gel pen, it's got your blocks, what types of adhesive you might need. And these are cool because you make 4 of each. So it makes a lot of cards. But what I'm here to tell you, make 16 cards, but you don't have to make 16 cards. You can make 1 of each like I did today, and then play with the rest of the paper, put it with other stamps, all that good stuff. All right, so there's the first page. The second page is going to be the cutting diagram. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a refresher on this. This is the front and the back of the paper. Let me grab that piece. Let's see, and the stripe's a good one to do. All right, so here's this piece of paper. And what I like is you can see the orientation. So you're going to want to take off the zip strip, and then you're going to want your paper like this. So for this card, you're only going to do 1. The first number is the first cut that you make over. Okay, so that is 3.5. Pull that up in case you can't see it. So your paper is going to be going in your paper cutter like this, and the first 3.5 is going to be this line. Okay, 4 3/4 is going to be this line. So you put it in your paper trimmer, cut it. I would cut it all the way down, and then cut it. And then I stick it in a pile for card number 1, because each one of these tells you which card it is. Now, there's a 3-inch circle. That's the thin cut you're going to need, and it's got a little asterisk. That means you're using the back side. So you cut that one out, then you would turn it over, and you would cut your 3-inch circle out of this paper, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, we orient our paper so the bears and the flowers match these 2 guidelines down here. First cut is at 2. Second cut for this card is going to be 5.5. Right there. So 2, 5.5. And this is card 4. Now on here, it's showing you kind of a little bit differently. You're cutting 4 because you're making 4 of that card, or you're cutting 1. So 1.5 by 5.25, 1.5 wide, 5.25 long, and so on and so forth. And then over here, it'll tell you this is the portion that you use for the little scallop. And sometimes, I know they did it, okay, that's page 1. I know they did it with the white cardstock. Sometimes they will have you cut out a piece. See here, it's going to tell you that you're cutting the envelope, which is this one here. This is the envelope die cut. So you can see that, okay? And so it gives you these 4 areas. You can just cut it down a little bit wider. I think it was 4 1/4. No. Depending on which way you want to do it. Actually need about 5.5. So that's the width between here and here. You want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, 5.5 most standard trimmers, unless you have like a Big Shot, a 9-inch base one, will let you do 6 inches. So 5.5, run it through, make a couple of those, but you don't have to cut these up. And then over here, it's got the size 1.5 by 1.5 for your small heart. You don't have to do that either. Just use your scraps, okay? All right, and I still have tons of paper. As you can see, there's a whole sheet of that. And I did not even use the stickers. And these are kind of cool because they're walled off, gridded off into 4 6x6 pieces. Not that you can't mix and match. I'm not sure why they grouped them. Maybe for the scrapbook pages it is easier. So that's the stickers, which you can use any way you want. So here is the first card, or what it's supposed to look like, and I'm just going to kind of show you these 4 cards and tell you what changes I made, okay? So here is the first card, and here's what I did with the first card, okay? And I'll bring it up a little closer. Maybe not quite that close. So you can see that this bear just barely fits in here. And so I just kind of moved him down. I cut this apart and just kind of shimmied it a little bit to where I like it, okay? And I'm going to show you how to color this bear in just a minute. And this is the little white gel pen. You can barely see it on there. These are those puffy hearts. So it's nearly the same, just a little bit of tweaking for my liking, okay? That's card number 1. And the instructions are very good. It's telling you to stamp your bear in black. You're using the red-brown tri-blend color to color the bear. The light is for his ears, hands, feet, and belly. The medium, so on and so forth. And then, you know, it tells you exactly. Sentiment strip 3/4 from the bottom. They tell you when they use 3D foam tape on the bear. They even tell you to use the smallest red dot for his tummy. Okay, on to the next one. So here's what the card's supposed to look like, or think of it as a jumping off point. You can do it exact, or you can change it up to what you like. Now mine doesn't look like it's all that changed, and it's not, except for I turned this piece of paper over. I still stamped that in the same color. There's those those white little gel ones. And I colored in my flowers a little bit differently. These ones are all kind of solid. I went around with the dark, like it says, and I left some white spaces. Then I went back with the light color, and then all these little baby ones I just did with the light. So I had a little bit more contrast. You can also see, hopefully you can see, that there's a little bit of speckling in the background, and I use the ballerina pink shimmer brush to do that, okay? You can also see I added another heart on this one. Oh, I forgot to add one there, that's why. Okay, might go back and change that. So that's card number 2. This is a fun one. This is card number 3, and this is really easy. All right, so think of this as a standard card, like so. All we did was fold it back on itself to make it a fun fold, okay? So what do you want to, let's see, what did I do different? Flip this paper over again. I kind of made my hearts a little bit smaller. So depending on which gel pen, there's a 5, an 8, and a 10 size. So depending on which one you do, that'll be that, okay? And then inside says Valentine's Love, and I said, be mine, Valentine. Oops, sorry. Instead, okay? Now, if you didn't want this blank, sorry, trying to hold stuff in the air, it's always difficult. You don't have to leave this blank. You could have went in and put, let me find it for you. What I was thinking would have looked good in there. And it wouldn't have changed it all that much, but this piece right here would have been a nice companion piece because it's very light, just tone on tone. And that's the back of this pink one. So you could have added that in there if you didn't want it that white. Okay? And I kind of rearranged mine a little bit. Change the size, change the color if you want. It's all up to you. So there's card number 3. And the last one is the envelope one. Okay, what did I do? Did a couple of changes here. Again, hopefully you can see that I went around, let's see, and I put the ballerina shimmer brush in there. This is the envelope. You can see that this is raised up. Hopefully you can see that. And then I also raised up the envelope. So I raised it up just right here and right here. This is flat against the page. Okay? And I raised this up as well. And this says love notes. But I just put notes because it says I love you. So, you know, kind of speaks for itself. And also I think this little heart is a little bigger. Again, with the little dots. So just some subtle changes. Let me see. This bear is also raised up. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. Okay, and the bouquet of flowers is also raised up. Okay, and that's a little bit bigger foam tape, and also the heart. All right. So, oops. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, and these instructions, you can go online to my website, jackiebluhm.ctmh.com. I don't know why I said that. It's right there. And there's a little promotions tab along the top. It says shop tab or promotions and something else. If you hit that promotions tab, it'll say love notes and all the other specials. Click on that. It'll pull it up. Pick which one you want. This is the card kit one. Pick the card kit one. And then it'll have, you can even throw it in your cart if you want. And when you go to your cart, it'll be all of the information of what you have ordered. And on this side, just underneath all of that information in your total, will say download guide. And so you want to just download that. You can print it. I print it double-sided, so I save some paper. Or you can just save a file to your computer with all of those in there. I might suggest that you date it 2024 or January 2024, love notes. Just some indication as to what it is and what it might be. So that way you're not, you know, looking through. In other words, make a file, but have separate files with the name of each kit. Okay. So as we always do, which one is your favorite of these four? 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll leave that there for a second in case you want to take a picture. Will I get the sparkle off of my toe? Yes, sparkles go everywhere. Okay. So now I want to show you what else you can do. As I said before, I'm also going to show you this envelope quick. All right. So you cut out this envelope. It's already got the score lines. It's so easy to put together, you guys. Turn it over to the back. Fold the inside flaps and fold this one up. If you want it to be a true envelope, fold that over. Okay, I always get a lot of times, how much do I glue? Where do I glue? I wish I had some colored glue. Let's see. I need colored glue. Just to see if I can. I did have it in here. It's not in here anymore. Okay. Well, we'll hold it up and I'll show you. All right. So this is the bottom, and that's what we want to glue down. But if you just put glue on here, you can't get anything in there. Duh. So I start at this corner. I bring it up to here. I and do the same. I'm putting a lot of glue so you can see it right like that, okay? Because I know it's going to come up pretty high on this part here. Try and do this so you can see it. Boom, like so. Okay? So it's just that easy to close that envelope. I'm not pushing too hard because I put a lot of glue. And then the other thing that you can do, so you make sure, is just stick something in there while it's drying. Okay? That'll ensure that the glue will dry, and you might have to hold it a little bit or stick a piece of paper or something. Push it down just a little bit more. Make sure everything's good. There we go. Okay? All right, so I wanted to show you. I did a couple of bears because I thought, oh, such a sweet bear, right? We have to do something else with him. So I pulled out, oh, and just in case you wanted to see the whole stamp set, here it is. It's a very nice stamp set. This is the wax seal, like on the envelope that I showed you earlier. Some people were saying, oh, it looks like a fried egg. If it didn't have the heart, it'd be a nice fried egg. Okay. And I used this thin cut, the photo frame. Looks like that when you cut it out. It's got the nice stitched lines. Okay. And I pulled out this baby kind of set, I guess you would say. Oops. And where is my cover page? Cover page got under my thin cuts. Lots of thin cuts. All right. So you can see that all these blue ones are thin cuts. So it's everything but the words. And this is the thin cuts, Mom and Me, Z7107. And I took Welcome Baby out of this set to use with this bear. So let's color some bears. All right. So I wanted to show you, and actually I'll do it in the colors that they did, how you colored this bear in. All right. So go to your marker. The lightest shade is for, and I'm not going to color everything, the tummy, these hands, and my marker is running out. So if you turn it, or you just kind of swirl it around like this, it'll work better for a bit, okay? And putting the lid on helps. Just want to get some color on here so you can see. Okay. And then we take the medium color, and I like to outline when I'm coloring and fill it in. And I'm doing this rather quickly. All right. So you would color that, you would color this, you would color this part, and this part, and the ears. Okay. And then you're going to go to the darkest color, and you're going to color in this kind of the, I don't know, different sections, I guess you could say. So we're going to color those different sections. We're going to color in all of this part of him, and then his whole face, okay? And you might be saying, well, how did you get it to look kind of darker up there? Well, again, I like to give myself a guideline. So I colored them all in, and I'm just going to do this top half. And if you let the marker dry in between, okay, so pretended we colored the whole thing. If you let it dry in between, as I'm doing, then you can go back and make yourself another layer. Say this wasn't dark enough, add another layer. Add another layer to get more definition and darkness. But up here, I'm going to add another layer. And it looks really dark right now, but it will blend out and fade out a little bit. And if it doesn't fade out enough, you can go back with one of the lighter colors, the lighter the medium, and just draw it out a little bit. So you can see that I did the whole thing, and then I went back, and right here you can see it was too harsh of a line. It's just a little too harsh. So I just took the lightest color, which in retrospect I would say use the medium color, and it kind of blended and lifted a little bit of that dark harsh edge. But I just added a little bit there. You can see the little dots on his ears. And those are really easy to put in. Just grab your gel brush or your gel pen and get it started. And I'm just going to do it kind of, let's see, let's color in the rest of his ear so we can do that. Oh, wrong color, quick, go to the white and blend it out. Too late, because I think I used the wrong color to begin with. So we'll color that in, give it a second to dry. And I usually just on my hand kind of get it going. You know, we're crafters, we do what we do, right? And then I just make little circles. And that's all there is for doing that. Okay. So then I wanted to show you how you can use a different color. So that's how I colored the Baron. I know he looks kind of sad, but here's another one of that. And there is white on there, but my marker is so, I need to buy a new one because I can't find re-inker for that particular color. But I need to go back and color that in a little bit more so those white dots show up. Okay? All right. So what did I do? Well, I decided that that's a baby bear for a boy or a girl, right? So here are the two cards that I made. And I'll just walk you through. So I was kind of thinking about this card here that had the words all across the bottom. So I did this one with the words on this frame. I'll show you that one first. And this is the same thing. This is Light Seabrook. This is Mist that I added because I needed it just a little darker, and I used Mist on here. And I just took this Vintage Blue blend and did the same thing, the light, the medium, the dark. And I went over, this is medium, and I just went over it another time to make it a little darker and a little darker there. Okay, and you can even see that the back of this is actually the part that punches out of that. So I just used it over here, added a strip of this so it was not just in your face, and added a couple of those little hearts. So there's the first one. This one, I took the pattern paper that was this little heart, and I cut my bear out and stamped him in black. And then I just took the marker that it calls for, which is the Coral Blend marker, and I used the paper as the light, so I didn't do anything in there. Oh, I forgot to put some dots on him, but he's already got dots. But I should put some dots on that one, and you'd be able to see it. So this was my light area, and then I just colored in some medium, and this time I just kind of trimmed and kind of outlined him, and this I just kind of barely colored. You can see it's a little there and a little not. For the tops of here, I will show you how I did that. So I got a little darker. So if this is medium, it would be the dark. Let's say we use medium, just so you can see some contrast. So I've got medium on there, and I want it a little darker. I'm going to take my dark, I'm going to put it right there. And it's pretty harsh, so then I'm going to take the medium and just blend it out a little bit. It's still going to be darker than down here, but it's going to give me a little more depth, and you can see that right here really good. Okay, and I added a little bit more right in there, and then just blended it out. Okay, So let's go back and add a little bit to this guy. So let's put some dots on his heel. Okay. I don't know that we can really even see to do one down there. And then he has some dots on his ears, so be very careful not to get your hand in it. Maybe turn it around the totally opposite way. And we want 3 little dots here. And 3 little dots there. So that just really adds a lot to our sweet little bear. And again, like I said, I didn't put that in there straight. This one is bumped up, this frame. Hopefully you can see that. I love the new angle that Close to My Heart has that shows the angle, kind of the camera looking at it like this, and you can really see. This one is flat. And again, I just reversed these. So I took the middle from this frame and the middle from this frame and swapped them out. And then I took the strip that, you know, we normally put along here, and I just cut it off and added it that way. And then this is all flat, but his head is bumped up with some foam tape. On this one, his ear and his head is bumped up. And then just added some little hearts to it. You could go back and add itty bitties. You could have done, you know, whatever you want to do. So between this one, so you're going to tell me on the 4-pack of cards, oh, here, we'll do it this way. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now, which is your favorite? Let's get all this out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which is your favorite? What are you going to do with this stamp set? This would be a nice, this would be a really nice, like, Mother's Day or congratulations of any kind, maybe even a wedding. Add some sparkle glitter paper in there, and it would be really cute as a wedding card, but quick and easy. And you could, you know, color these all, the wedding colors. If you didn't want to use, you could just use this layout and change out the paper, change the colors of this to match their wedding. So that'd be really cute. So don't let a set that is primarily focused on Valentine's make you think it has to be Valentine's. There's always some papers that have nothing to do with really Valentine's. And you can mix and match like I did on these two. Okay? So I hope you have a great weekend. Sorry again for being late. And as always, if you would like, share, and subscribe, it would really help out my YouTube channel. Have a great week, and I will see you next Friday. Bye, everybody.